Hey, what's up? It's MC. This is the Hater Nation, and this is To and From for the Movie Guys, themovieguys.net. Checking out tonight, Concussion with Will Smith. Now, those of you who follow the Hater Nation, thehaternationshow.com, shameless plug, know that I have a little bit of an issue with Will Smith. So this is going to be kind of a weird, conflicted movie I have because I love the NFL. I wanted to do the video, the 2 portion of it, here, down in my basement, so you can kind of see, if you look behind me, it's pretty much a football shrine, just to show that I'm coming from a spot, of respect and love for the sport, so I'm not like an anti-football person. And of course, yes, that's William Shatner, because while he's not a football player, he is a player. Will Smith, playing Dr. Bennett Amahu. And by the way, he looks nothing like Bennett Amahu. Bennett Amahu looks a lot like the dude who did the sign language for Nelson Mandela's funeral. So he looks like that guy, kind of like a cross between that guy and Rerun from What's Happening. But Will Smith plays him, and you can tell Will Smith's very serious because Will Smith does the serious Will Smith face, which is it's a lot like this. There's a lot of tell the truth. Tell the truth. Mike Webster was a center, a Hall of Fame center for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he died at a relatively early age. And Dr. Amahu, who's I guess in the Pittsburgh area, discovered CTE, kind of named it, which is once again a neurological deterioration of the brain caused by, like it seemed, impacts. Concussions are real, concussions are dangerous, and we have to take care of these guys because they are entertaining a vast majority of us every Sunday, every Monday, every Thursday. Definitely if you like college, on Saturdays and Thursdays. Well, pretty much the entire week. 7 days out of the week, they're entertaining us one form or another. There's a whole channel dedicated to football. If you're a parent with a kid who's doing contact sports, don't put your blinders on. Don't, have tunnel vision and just think of, this is what he wants to do. This is beautiful. This is America. We love it. Definitely look into all that has to be said regarding concussions. Because don't just say, what happens, happens. No, it's not what happens, happens. It's your fucking future. All right? So that's the MC with my little, the more you know. I just need that, star with the rainbow. Dun, 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 dun. But we're going to check out Concussion tonight. Will Smith, David Morse. There's a real hot chick in there. Gugu. That can't be her. Gugu? Jigu. I don't know. I'm trying to make it not sound like Gugu. Gugu MBatha-Raw. Very powerful. Very riveting. Is it an aha moment like some folks are considering it on the internet? Probably not. I love football. I will forever love football. There was a time, of course, most of us guys in America, when you've played in the sandlot, played in the backyard, you've had these dreams of playing in the NFL. Pop Warner, high school, college, the pros, fame and fortune, Hall of Fame, all that stuff. This movie is sobering. So when you watch this movie and you see, and of course some of the stuff might not have actually happened in terms of what the NFL did to kind of stonewall Dr. Amalu's, Dr. Amalu's research. But if a lot of it did happen, it once again reinforces a lot of what a lot of us say, that football is king in this country. Whether it's college football and the ability to cover up certain things, or pro football with the ability to kind of suppress certain things. David Morse played Mike Webster, who's kind of the catalyst of all of this. Played it very well, very hard. Just my wife went with me, and she's not too familiar with a lot of these players, and I kind of knew what happened to Mike Webster near the end of his life, and you can hear a lot of people in the audience kind of shocked at looking at his condition and how it deteriorated. Albert Brooks played Cyril Wecht. I'm familiar with Cyril Wecht. Brooks lent a little bit of comic relief and a little bit of kind of relaxation. This is a very heavy tone. This is a very heavy subject. And the fact that it is based off of real events kind of really gives you a lot more a thought to it. Mike O'Malley's portrayal of Daniel Sullivan, who was a colleague of Bennett Amalu at the coroner's office. He was so hateable. In just a brief amount of scenes that he was in, he just kind of typified that nothing else matters but football mentality. And it was kind of the backdrop of this movie, with Omalu fighting against everything in the world in a football crazy city like Pittsburgh. Hill Harper, very briefly, played character Christopher Jones. I'm not sure if that's a real person or not, but he worked in the NFL offices, and he was kind of on the other side. He was like that Mike O'Malley, Daniel Sullivan character, where he was constantly just kind of gritting on Dr. Omalu's findings, and those are the kind of people that make me sick. The type of people who just won't listen to shit because it's their way, it's the way that it works, and this is the way it's going to be. I'm not going to listen to logic. I'm not going to listen to science. That's kind of the great thing about these type movies, is really that they're fighting with science. They're working with science on their side. There's no emotion here. He wants to help these guys. Gentleman, I cannot pronounce his name. I'm gonna try. Adewale. Oh, actually, I think I can. Adewale okay. He played Dave Duerson, okay, who was a Chicago Bear who ended up making it pretty high up in the NFL offices. And initially, when confronted by Andre Waters, Dirty Waters, for you Philadelphia Eagle fans out there, I guess in the movie, I'm not sure if this really happened, but Andre Waters confronts Dave Duerson on the street and asks him to help because he's having these brain issues and he's having some financial issues. But then we find out later Andre Waters commits suicide, and once again has CTE. Overall, just a really fantastic movie. I don't know how much of it is going to be suppressed by, hey man, ESPN, they work with the NFL and ESPN and the Mouse, ABC. I mean, they rule a lot of TV. So how much will this be suppressed, or how much will they just like step back and say, the more we push back and the more we attempt to suppress it, like we did in the past, the more we're going to look like assholes. I've had the opportunity to interview several former players, and I've asked them, with all that you know now, would you ever go back? And if they're in a certain position, they say, yes, I would always go back. It was worth it all, because they know no opposite. The alternative would be drastic for them. However, when I ask them if they'd prefer their child to play, that's when shit gets real for them. And they say, probably not. Concussion, go see it. If you're a fan of sports, go see it. If you're a fan of science, go see it. If you're a fan of a guy who, busts his ass to help people, not help himself, help people, check this out. If you got kids who love to play contact sports, check this out. It's not a documentary, but it's a very sobering look at what a lot what's going on right now regarding football players, concussions, and CTE. So once again, it's MC with the Hater Nation. Check us out from time to time, and check out, of course, the Movie Guys at the Movie Guys, themovieguys.net, and the Hater Nation at thehaternationshow.com. Take care. Peace.